Engines up!
Imagine waking up light years away, humanity's last hope with no memory. That's the reality coming to theaters on March 20th, 2026 in Project Hail Mary. So today, we'll rank 10 modern sci-fi era movies that led to this cinematic moment, and one of these movies literally changed how scientists model black holes.
Directly over the city of Johannesburg.
Number 10, District 9, 2009. We are kicking things off in the dusty slums of Johannesburg with Neil Blomkamp's District 9. Usually, movie aliens are elegant gods or scary invaders, but Blomkamp gives us the prawns, alien refugees stuck in squalid camps for decades. We follow Vickers, a bumbling bureaucrat who accidentally turns into an alien after being exposed to their DNA. The impact of this film comes from its radical fusion of found footage realism and big budget spectacle. By using a mockumentary lens, Blomkamp forced us to view high-concept sci-fi through the gritty, unpolished perspective of an evening news report. It pulled off Oscar-nominated CGI on a $30 million budget, which is a total miracle in Hollywood. It also shattered the tradition of shiny futurism, proving that the most effective way to handle a first contact story was to ground it in the dirt and grime of real-world social issues. One fact that surprised me is that Sharlto Copley, who plays Vickers, has never acted professionally before and improvised almost all his lines to keep that raw vibe alive. It showed a whole generation of filmmakers that the more populated and messy the world feels, the more the message resonates.
Dude! Been so looking forward to this week with you. Come on in.
Number 9, Ex Machina 2014. Next up is the high-tech silence of a billionaire's mountain bunker in Ex Machina. This is a claustrophobic chess match where a programmer named Caleb is sent to perform a Turing test on a highly advanced AI named Ava. Alex Garland's directorial debut signaled a massive move away from the robot rebellion action tropes of the past. Instead of explosions, the film relies on the terrifying silence of a psychological thriller. It skillfully weaponizes empathy, placing us in a position where we connect with a machine while growing increasingly wary of the human creator. To get that iconic look, the team filmed every scene twice, one with the actors and one as a clean plate, so they could literally remove Alicia Vikander's torso in post-production while keeping the lighting natural. This shift towards prestige sci-fi redefined the AI narrative as a study of human ego and manipulation, proving that the most dangerous part of technology is the person who holds the remote.
Back up now! Jesus!
Number 8, Children of Men, 2006. If you want a movie that feels like a cold splash of water to the face, we have to talk about Children of Men. In a world where humanity has become infertile, Clive Owen plays a cynical man tasked with protecting the only pregnant woman on Earth. The brilliance here is the technical audacity, specifically the legendary use of long, unbroken one-take shots. The crew built a specialized camera rig called the two-stage crane that allowed the lens to move inside and outside of moving cars during a 3-minute ambush. These sequences remove the safety of traditional editing, forcing us to experience the apocalypse in real time. During that famous battle scene, real blood splashed onto the lens. And instead of stopping, the director kept going to capture that chaotic energy. This approach grounded the dystopian genre in a visceral reality, showing that the future doesn't need lasers to be frightening. It just needs to look like our own world is falling apart. It set a new standard for immersion, teaching us that the most effective sci-fi is the kind that feels like you could walk outside and step right into it.
Holy fuck!
Number 7, Edge of Tomorrow 2014. Now, let's shift gears to a movie that is essentially Groundhog Day with power armor. Edge of Tomorrow stars Tom Cruise as a cowardly PR officer caught in a time loop during an alien invasion. Every time he dies, he resets and starts the day over. What makes this film stand out is how it successfully translated video game logic into a cinematic language. By embracing the trial and error loop of a respawn mechanic, it turned the narrative into a giant lethal puzzle. To keep the action feeling tactile, the actors wore exoskeleton suits weighing up to 130 pounds, which made the physical struggle in every scene feel incredibly real. It managed to blend high-stakes action with a surprising amount of dark humor, watching Cruise's character fail until he finally learns how to succeed. This clever structure solved the issue of action fatigue, proving that big-budget blockbusters could be playful and intellectually stimulating without losing their edge. Number 6, The Martian 2015. From reliving the same day on Earth, we jump to being stranded alone on a red rock in The Martian. The film is a literal cornerstone of the modern sci-fi renaissance. Mark Watney is left for dead on Mars, and his only survival tool is his massive brain and some botany skills. The legacy of the film is its unwavering commitment to hard sci-fi as a mainstream entertainment vehicle. It discarded the need for a traditional villain, replacing it with laws of physics and botany. Ridley Scott worked closely with NASA to ensure the hardware and orbital mechanics looked legitimate. By making the scientific method the hero of the story, the film proved that audiences were hungry for intelligence and optimism. It celebrated human ingenuity with an infectious energy, making NASA-approved realism look as cool as any superhero's powers. This approach directly paved the way for the grounded, science-heavy storytelling we expect to see in the upcoming Tau SETI mission in 2026. Which of these would you pick as the #1 modern sci-fi movie? Number 5, Blade Runner 2049 from 2017. Stranded on Mars is one thing, but getting stranded in your own identity is another complicated mess. That brings us to Blade Runner 2049, starring our future Project Hail Mary lead, Ryan Gosling. He plays Kay, a replicant who hunts his own kind and uncovers a secret that could dismantle the entire social order. This production achieved the near impossible task of expanding the philosophy of a perfect original without feeling like a retreat. Denis Villeneuve utilized a slow burn detective structure to explore deeply personal questions about what it means to be born versus made. The film's contribution to the genre is its atmospheric mastery. Roger Deakins insisted on using practical lighting and massive physical miniatures of the cityscapes, some of which were 15 feet tall. It solidified the idea that silence and mood are just as important as plot, offering a hauntingly beautiful meditation on the soul in a digital age. Plus, it finally got Deakins his long overdue Oscar for Best Cinematography. Number 4, Mad Max Fury Road 2015. If Blade Runner is a slow burn, Mad Max Fury Road is a controlled explosion. George Miller returned to his wasteland after 30 years and essentially showed every other director how to film an action masterpiece. The plot is simple. Imperator Furiosa leads a daring escape from a tyrant, carrying his 5 wives to freedom while Max gets caught in the crossfire. Miller's masterpiece reclaimed the power of purely visual storytelling. In an area dominated by green screen digital effects, Fury Road doubled down on practical stunts and real-world physics, making every collision feel tactile and dangerous. About 80% of what you see on screen is actually real, including the 150 custom-built vehicles driven across the Namibian desert. Even the Doof Warrior with the flaming guitar was fully functional. With almost no dialogue, the film conveys a complex narrative of liberation and redemption. Its vibrant color palette broke the dull aesthetic of traditional post-apocalyptic films, proving that the end of the world could be as beautiful as it is terrifying. Number 3, Interstellar 2014. Modern sci-fi is often defined by the stars, and no one does the stars like Christopher Nolan. Interstellar is a grand epic about humanity's search for a realm where time dilation becomes a barrier that threatens to erase his connection to the daughter he left behind. The film's unique strength is its ability to marry Nobel Prize winner Kip Thorne to develop software for the black hole Gargantua that was so accurate it actually led to published scientific papers after filming. Nolan used a scientifically accurate model as a backdrop to explore the idea that human emotion is as fundamental to the universe as tied to our connections on Earth. It set a benchmark for heart-heavy sci-fi, demonstrating that a movie can be both a technical lesson in general relativity and a tear-jerking story about a father's promise. Number 2, Arrival 2016. From the vastness of the galaxy, we return to the intimacy of the mind with Arrival. Denis Villeneuve reframed the alien invasion trope into a puzzle of language and empathy. When 12 mysterious spacecraft land across the globe, a linguistics professor named Louise Banks is recruited to communicate with the visitors. The narrative prioritized communication over conflict, suggesting that our greatest survival tool is our ability to understand the other. By focusing on the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, the idea that language shapes thought, it offered a cerebral take on first contact. The production designed a fully functional circular language consisting of 100 unique symbols to make the interaction feel intellectually rigorous. It showed that the most exciting part of meeting an alien species isn't the battle, but the bridge we built to understand them. The film's non-linear structure and emotional reveal proved that sci-fi could be intellectually demanding and profoundly moving, setting a new standard for how we tell stories about the unknown. Number 1, Inception 2010. And finally, the number 1 spot on our list, the movie that truly defined the modern era, Inception. It starred Leonardo DiCaprio as Dom Cobb, a thief who steals secrets from deep within the subconscious. He's offered a chance at redemption if he can perform Inception, planting an idea rather than stealing one. The success of Inception broke the glass ceiling for original, non-franchise sci-fi in the 21st century. It proved that global audiences were willing to engage with incredibly complex, rule-heavy narratives as long as the execution was flawless. Nolan's obsession with practical effects, like building a massive rotating hallway, made the impossible feel tactile. Even the music is a layer of the puzzle, with the score being a slowed-down version of the song the characters use to wake up. Inception elevated the blockbuster to a thinking person's game, combining technical marvels with a deeply human core. So there you have it, the 10 modern sci-fi movies that have given purpose to the genre in the 21st century. These movies were ranked based on their big ideas, execution, and cultural impact. If you love this video, stay tuned for the 7 interesting Scream universe details fans often miss. Don't miss out, and I'll see you there.